All right, if you're here, you probably have bought a 92 or a M9A4 and you're wanting to put an optic on it. I had a Holosun 508t that I had sitting in the safe that I bought a while ago, then when it was on sale, and I knew I'd find something for it. Bought the Beretta RMR plate directly from their website. They had a deal right now on it. I think I paid $45 shipped to my door for this plate that will mount where the RDO goes right there, the Red Dot Optic. And I didn't really see too many good videos on how to do this, so I figured I'd give a pretty step-by-step on how to install one of these. Should be the same if it's pretty much any other optic. The plate would have a different pattern, but it would pretty much go on the exact same. All right, so the first thing I would say that we should do is check that the gun is clear. It is clear. Nothing in the chamber. Push this button. Pull the slide off. I have some soft jaws here, just a little homemade a homemade vise set up here. I don't have a really big garage with a lot of area to have a big workbench, so I sort of just made this from stuff at Home Depot and a Harbor Freight vise here, and just some C-clamps, adjustable C-clamps here to hold this to my computer desk to do this work. All right, so we have the slide in the vise here. First thing we've got to do is remove these two plates here. They are a 2mm Allen head. Really recommend getting some really good quality Allen heads and Torx bits. That way you don't strip things out. These are snap-on. I work on cars for a living, so I have access to this stuff and use it pretty much every day, although this is a set I have just for at home. So you just remove these two. They're not in there tight at all. The plate comes right off. That plate will come right off also. Not held on with anything other than the two screws there. So if we look in here, there's a little bit of oil in there. I'm just going to remove that. Just clean it up pretty good here. And then the plate. This is the plate that I bought from Beretta. So you won't reuse these two cover plate screws. The plate that you buy from Beretta or whoever you buy a plate for to mount a Red Dot Optic will come with these two screws right here. And from looking around on the internet, it seems that the correct torque is about 20 foot-pounds on these. And these also have a little bit of red Loctite. Let me get it in here. A little bit of it already on there. I'm probably going to go ahead and put a little bit more Loctite on them just to be safe. Put a little liquid Loctite on them. So, and as you can see, these have the cutout to fit the slide just right. Goes on just like that. Then put the two provided hex head screws or Allen head screws in there. Don't tighten the first one down because it'll be harder to get the second one in. Let's get it all lined up. Just putting them in by hand at first. Just getting it started. And like I said, everything I found online said anywhere between 10 and 25 inch-pounds on the torque. I am going to torque it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going to torque it at 20 inch-pounds here. check. All right, and then the red dot that we're putting on is a Holosun 508t, red in color. Doesn't matter to me, red or green. I'm colorblind, partially in both red and green, so it doesn't really matter. I can't see shit anyways. And then I already double checked. These are actually tapped for 6x32 screws, which I already have out for the Holosun. So it'll come with 6x32 and some shorter ones also. I'm using the longer screws I already have out here. These are the longer ones. I already have the thread lock applied there. The longer ones fit. I want the most thread engagement that I could possibly get, and the longer ones don't protrude or anyway interfere with anything. So I'm going to use the longer screws. So I have this the 508 on a couple of other guns that I have. It's a nice red dot. It's nice and clear. It's nice and light. Has an RMR footprint. It is solar. It has automatic dim and brightness, but truthfully, it's crap. I don't ever rely on it. It's almost always way too dim. So I always set them just manually, and then the shake awake turns them off. So I just want to make sure that everything is nice and clean here. Nothing obstructing it, and it just goes right on the recoil lugs there. These screws, come in here. You can see the recoil lugs here. Go on here. It's on there tight. The Holosun screws are Torx bits. They're T10s. Let me tell you, if I was going to make sure that I had any quality socket, Allen head, Torx bit, it's a T10. You can strip things out so easy with a T10. It's so small. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these screws in there, torque them down. I actually like to use a Milwaukee shock driver bit, because the shank doesn't extend. You'll notice a lot of aftermarket or different tool manufacturers will flare the T10 right here. When you go to put it in here, it hits on there and it scratches your optic. Yeah, I know that's you know, a lot of people don't really care. It's a tool. You're gonna scratch it up and abuse it anyways. Well, I really don't. These are really more range toys for me, so I'd like to keep them nice. Anyways, I just put it down by hand at first. These Milwaukee's really grip on these things too, so you can just sort of stick them on the end and they'll stay on the end of these T10 shock wave bits. Like I said, the nice little small shank here prevents it from hitting the optics and scratching up the optic. Actually really nice. Let's go in here with the torque wrench, set again at 20 inch pounds. There's one. These things bite so good they're hard to get out of the bit there, or the screw. All right, so now we have the optic mounted on there, all torqued down. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this up, show it to you. It's definitely an afterthought, the plate system on this, and I know Langdon can cut the slide and make it sit pretty low. This will just fine for me. I don't need to spend $400 getting it cut when it comes this way. Sits nice and flush, good looking. Stick this back on. Looks nice on there though.